spoilers ahead. And yes, it's over 1,000 pages, so this one's going to be a ride. Get comfortable. We're heading to 12th century England, where ambition, betrayal, and stone meet faith, famine, and war. We open with a hanging. A man is falsely accused and executed for theft. In the crowd are 3 people: Ellen, a wild forest woman, a noble woman named Regan, and a strange boy. That hanging casts a shadow that will reach deep into the story. The man was innocent, but that doesn't matter in a world where justice is just another tool in the hands of the powerful. Tom Builder is a master mason, skilled, proud, and hungry. He dreams of building a cathedral, but reality hits hard. Work is scarce. Winter is cruel. His pregnant wife, Agnes, gives birth on the road and dies. Out of desperation, Tom abandons his newborn in the forest, but guilt overwhelms him. He turns back. Too late, the baby has already been found by Ellen and her son, Jack, who take the child to Kingsbridge Priory. There, Prior Philip accepts the infant, unknowingly tying their fates together. Philip is a young monk who believes in hard work, truth, and reform. He's given control of the crumbling Kingsbridge Priory and wants to turn it into a beacon of faith and prosperity. But the monastery is broke, the church is corrupt, and the world is brutal. Philip begins to make smart political alliances. He befriends Earl Bartholomew, gains the support of other monasteries, and cleverly maneuvers himself into power. He meets Tom Builder and sees in him the means to achieve his vision, a new cathedral. Enter the worst kind of villain, William Hamley. Arrogant, brutal, and rejected by Alina, daughter of Earl Bartholomew, William sets out to destroy her, with his cruel mother Regan egging him on. He attacks Alina, displaces her family, and becomes a key pawn in the bloody chessboard of the Civil War between Empress Maud and King Stephen. William's obsession with power grows. He allies himself with the corrupt Bishop Waleran Bigod, a man who speaks of God but schemes like a devil. Aliena loses everything. Her father is imprisoned. Her lands are seized. William assaults her, but she does not break. She becomes a wool merchant to fund her brother Richard's dream of becoming a knight. With grit and intelligence, she builds a fortune from scratch. But pride costs her. When her business burns down, thanks to William, she's left bankrupt again. Her journey is one of rebuilding again, and eventually, love. Jack is the boy raised in the forest by Ellen. He's clever, awkward, and obsessed with stone. He studies masonry under Tom and soon surpasses even his mentor. Jack falls for Aliena, and they share a deep emotional bond, but she pushes him away to focus on Richard's future. When Tom dies in an accident during the construction of the cathedral, Jack takes over, but William and Waleran sabotage him, accusing Ellen of witchcraft. She confesses a secret. Jack's father was the man hanged in the prologue. That man had uncovered corruption, and Waleran was involved in his death. Ellen's confession gets her excommunicated. Jack, heartbroken and humiliated, leaves Kingsbridge. Jack travels across France and Spain, learning advanced building techniques, studying Gothic cathedrals, and refining his craft. It's a period of growth and reinvention. Back in Kingsbridge, the cathedral construction has stalled under Alfred, Tom's other son. Alfred marries Alina in Jack's absence, but it's a loveless union. When she miscarries, he blames her and casts her out. Jack returns, confronts Alfred, and wins back Alina. Together, they restart the cathedral with new vision. Jack's innovations, ribbed vaulting, pointed arches, turn Kingsbridge into a symbol of progress. Meanwhile, the civil war between Maud and Stephen rages. Philip tries to keep the priory neutral, but gets caught in political traps. Waleran, always scheming, blocks Philip's efforts to build a market in Kingsbridge by siding with the Earl of Shearing, William's ally. Without market rights, Kingsbridge is dying. Philip leads a strategic campaign to gain a license from Queen Maud herself. He travels, negotiates, and finally secures permission. The market revives the town, drawing merchants, laborers, and prosperity. But Waleran retaliates, accusing Philip of misconduct. In a dramatic church trial, Philip is nearly ruined, but he turns the tables by exposing Waleran's lies and abuses. Aliena never stops supporting her brother. She sells everything to buy him weapons and armor. He becomes a loyal soldier, serving in the Civil War, but Richard is hesitant, easily manipulated, and slow to understand politics. Eventually, he kills William's father in a duel. His bravery earns him his knighthood, but Aliena has sacrificed years of her life for this, and it's Jack, not Richard, who truly values what she's endured. William grows more violent and unhinged. He kills, rapes, burns, and plunders in the name of ambition. But even the corrupt church cannot protect him forever. After he murders a bishop, William is arrested in a public spectacle. He is sentenced to death by hanging, the very fate he dealt so many others. It is a rare moment of justice in a brutal world. After decades of effort, tragedy, and betrayal, Kingsbridge Cathedral is finally completed. Jack stands as the master builder. Aliena is by his side. Philip watches his dream become reality, not just in stone and glass, but in the thriving town and the spiritual peace it brings. What started as a vision in a poor mason's heart now stands tall and eternal. The Pillars of the Earth is about ambition in a time of chaos. It's about ordinary people surviving in extraordinary times, and it's about how beauty, true, lasting beauty, often comes from pain. If you stuck with this retelling, congrats. You now have enough knowledge to fake the entire 1,000-page saga. Subscribe and tell us in the comments, which massive book do you want us to shrink next?